What's the difference between stocks and cryptocurrency? Which one is a better investment? Cryptocurrency is becoming more popular every year, and after the GameStop incident, there has been a flood of new investors. When new investors see the rise of Bitcoin and many stock companies, it can be challenging to decide which is better to invest. In this video, we'll cover the best between stocks and cryptocurrencies and their differences. If you're in a position where you're debating between these two types of assets, let's focus on the goals of each one first. The first cryptocurrency that was created was back in 2008 by the name of Bitcoin by a person who calls herself Satoshi Nakamoto. It was made during the financial crisis that crashed the stock market and resulted in many people losing their jobs. Bitcoin was created for retail investors or people to control their money without depending on companies or governments. Over the years, the popularity of Bitcoin led to the creation of many other cryptocurrencies, which are described as altcoins. By 2021, Bitcoin traded over $60,000 per coin. Stocks were traded throughout history. It began when the New World started trading with one another. There were a vast number of pioneers wanting to form a more significant business, which requires fundings. However, merchants weren't able to raise that alone. This led to investors pooling in their money to become business partners or part owner of a company. By 1602, paper shares were issued in Dutch East India Co. Today, the stock market is traded digitally with ease on phones or computers. For investors, trading in the stock market would mean that they'd have to wake up a particular hour and sell or buy before closing. However, cryptocurrencies are traded 24/7. In the United States, the stock market opens at 6:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time and closes by 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. As for fees, trading can cost investors a fee, and the cost depends on what exchange they use. For cryptocurrencies, the same applies. Since cryptocurrency is still considered new, the volatility is high compared to blue-chip stocks. As for low market caps, they're both equally the same. There are bad companies, and there are good companies. While many people describe cryptocurrencies as the currency of the future, keep in mind that there are countless scam coins out there because the crypto market isn't regulated compared to the stock market. Both cryptocurrencies and stocks have their pros and cons. You can lose heavily or gain greatly depending on what you invest in. By doing your research correctly and diversifying your portfolio, you'll have a lesser risk of losing significantly. Overall, whether crypto or stocks is better is up for debate. If you want to experience a free market, then cryptocurrency is the way to go. If you're not a risk taker and want to find current working companies to invest in, stocks might be a better route. Each has its pros and cons, and what you choose to invest in has its risks.